I've collected comic books ever since I was little and always had a dream of making my own. And then about 5 years ago I had some time and decided this is it, it's time to start making these comics. I've got a very boring day job. I work in electronics. It's not exciting at all. When I started, basically no one knew me, and I was asking people if they'd like to contribute to this comic that I was creating, and it was quite difficult then to get people to work on the comic.
I'm Naim Zish. I'm a freelance illustrator. I've been doing that for about 12 years now. I found out about DarkOz, I think via some other illustrator friends at the time. I think I touched base with Darren about it and just thought, well, this is cool, want to get involved and help out. Normally it starts with Darren and he's always got the reference material to work from. Then from there it's always just coming up with a sketch or two. You start to get a pretty clear idea I do in my own head about what I want to draw and what I want to see. He puts his comments into it, then I go back and either change a few things. Sometimes the image might need reworking a fair bit, other times it's just doing a few things here and there. And then normally from that point on, it's really just about finishing the artwork and supplying it to him.
I self-publish, which means I fund it out of my own pocket, and making the comics and distributing them costs quite a lot. It's a lot harder than people realise. Factor in travel, accommodation, shipping costs and so on. And on top of that, all the creators who are working on it, they're working on it for love of it as well. So there's definitely not enough money to cover. But I do it for love of it, and I'm going to keep doing it as well. I go to a lot of conventions all around Australia. The conventions are awesome fun. There's so many people come along and cosplay and dress up, and obviously I go there to sell my comic, but I sell over 90% at conventions. I pretty much spend almost the entire time behind the table promoting and selling the comic. Every now and then someone will mind the table quickly if I need to dash off somewhere, but 95% of the time it's me alone behind the table.
He will dare to go where nobody else in Australian comic book history has ever dared to go. He has created a success against what most people believed was possible. Most people don't think that you can actually produce a viable comic book in Australia. He has now been around longer than anybody else. He draws in more artists and writers than anybody else. He is actually starting to get international success as a result.
About once a month at the Grace Emily Hotel. I'm sure in the course of that I would have been approached by Darren and asked to see if I was interested in involving myself with his project, which eventually became Decay. In fact, I spend most of my time working in children's publishing. So the work I do for Darren, I really have to kind of keep isolated.
The sales here this weekend a bit on the lower side. And even at times when you sort of get a bit despondent about it, someone else comes along and suddenly someone will send you an email saying, hey, I heard about your comic, can I do some art? And they send you samples of their amazing artwork, or a writer sends you this fantastic script. It's like, well, I've got to get this in print. Weighing up all that, it's not too bad. I have enjoyed it and I'll keep doing them. I'm looking forward to it next year and I'll always be here.